joined by Peter Goldman, president of the education course White Collar Crime 101, and Walt Palvo, a former MCI communications executive who was convicted of embezzling $6 million, who speaks about white collar crime to this day. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. Peter, let me walk through with you some of the largest, most well-known white-collar criminal stories. Who are they, and where will Bernie Madoff stand in the list of our top 5?
Well, no doubt he'll stand alone in his own category as having been the one who single-handedly stole the largest amount of money in American history. He has a fair amount of company in the group of notorious fraudsters, among them Dennis Kozlowski, who is in jail for having essentially destroyed Tyco Corporation by stealing $600 million and destroying something like $80 billion worth of investor value in the course of a couple of weeks after being charged with fraud and securities crimes. Of course, the Enron team, as we know, unfortunately, the former CEO, Ken Lay, is no longer with us. But his co-conspirators, Jeff Skilling and Andy Fastow, are still behind bars. The losses that they perpetrated are, again, in the hundreds of billions, but we're talking, again, about a team of miscreants here causing losses to a large population of investors rather than a relatively small group as Madoff's is in terms of numbers. And then you've got people like Bernie Evers, who destroyed WorldCom, whose ego sort of got in the way of trying to make the largest international telecommunications company, and in the process ended up having to cook the books in order to make his goals come true, and in the process bankrupted the company, and that cost investors roughly $100 billion in the short order as well. That company obviously never did recover. It was absorbed ultimately by Verizon. So you've got a number of high-profile names in the corporate scandal category. These people's names are pretty much household names, as I am certain Madoff's will be for many years to come. However, what distinguishes Madoff from the rest, as I say, is that he single-handedly stole $50 billion from a group of people who put their trust in him. The other important point to keep in mind is that while these gentlemen are sort of well-known names in the area of corporate fraud, they are just the tip of the iceberg in the general field. There are people being ripped off every single day by people perhaps not quite as brazen or clever as Madoff was, or any of these other corporate masterminds. However, fraud is widespread, and sort of little old ladies and savvy investors and just about anybody with a couple of bucks trying to increase their value is a potential victim of any number of criminals who are out there every day. We don't hear about them, but they are there.
All right.